Welcome to Ohio, the Buckeye State, a land of industry, innovation, and in some places, legacy pollution. Today we're taking you deep into one of the state's major Superfund cleanups. We'll explore what the contamination was, how it happened, and how the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency is turning things around. First, what is a Superfund site? Under the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act, CERCLA, the EPA identifies hazardous waste sites and places them on a national priorities list at the NPL and oversees long-term cleanups. In Ohio, there are dozens of such sites, such as abandoned factories, landfills, former mines, and chemical plants, each with their own story of contamination and cleanup. In this video, we will focus on the Little Scioto River Superfund site, which is located in Marion County, Ohio. Here's the background. A lumber preserving facility, the Baker Woods Creosoting Company operated from the 1890s up until the 1960s. Its operations led to soil, groundwater, and sediment contamination, such as arsenic, PAHs, and creosote, all deposited into the tributaries and the river itself. In 2002, the EPA removed large volumes of creosote-contaminated sediment, for example about 23,000 cubic yards, from 5,600 linear feet of the river in one phase. And in 2023-2024, work began on dredging a 3.25 mile stretch of the river channel, removing the top 2 to 4 feet of sediment and replacing it with clean material, restoring the banks. Why this remediation was important is because the pollutants don't just stay in one place. They can enter the river, aquifers, fish and wildlife, and they can affect nearby communities, their health, water supplies, and property values, as well as the ecosystem. In the Little Scioto River case, the municipal water supply wasn't directly impacted, but monitoring and cleanup was still essential. For nearby residents, knowing what has happened and what is being done is crucial for trust, health, and redevelopment. Now, how does a cleanup like this proceed? Although each site is unique, the general steps include an investigation and site assessment defining the operable units, OUs, what is contaminated, how far, and how deep. In the Little Scioto's case, there are operational units 1 and 2. An operational unit under CERCLA refers to a discrete action that comprises an incremental step towards comprehensively addressing site problems. This can involve managing migration or eliminating or mitigating a release, threat of release, or pathway of exposure. Operational units allow a site to be divided in distinct areas based on the complexity of the problems associated with it, addressing specific site issues or geographic areas. Removal actions. Immediate removal of the most dangerous contaminants, for example in stream sediments, include sludge and soils. Remedial design and implementation. Selecting the remedy, for example dredging sediment, cutting off groundwater flow, or capping soils and treating water, are all part of different site assessments designed for remediation. For the Little Scioto's case, in Operational Unit 2, the selected remedy includes injecting microorganisms into the groundwater, removing soils, and installing monitoring wells. Long-term monitoring and maintenance. Once the work has been done, the site must be monitored for years, sometimes even decades. Institutional controls, restrictions on land use or groundwater use often remain. In this case, the EPA expects the finish of the river cleanup portion by 2028. Cleanup is not just about removing toxins, it's about the future of the site and its neighbors. Some Superfund sites are repurposed into industrial parks, solar arrays, green space. For example, in another Ohio site, the Allied Chemical and Ironton Coke Superfund site, a solar project was installed on a former tar plant area, supplying power to the treatment system. In the Little Scioto River site area, returning the river corridor to ecological health, restoring native habitat, and allowing safe uses for the community are key goals. So what can you as a citizen do? Stay informed. The EPA posts fact sheets, public meetings for major decisions like the proposed plan. In the Little Scioto Operation Unit 2, a public meeting was held in July of 2022. You can use the EPA Search for Superfund Sites Where You Live tool to check Superfund sites out near you. You can reach out. Community involvement corridors exist for each site. Advocate for safe redevelopment. Once cleanup is done, the future land use matters a lot. Understand institutional controls. Even after a site is cleaned, some restrictions may apply, such as no using groundwater, no digging, etc. In some sites in Ohio, reuse is happening only after cleanup. Challenges and looking forward. Of course, there are challenges. These cleanups are expensive, complex, take years or even decades. And Ohio's industrial excess landfill site located in Uniontown, which will be covered in the next video, for example, a massive volume of waste, over 780,000 tons of solid waste and 1 million gallons of liquid waste have been dumped, and the community fighting for years. But progress is happening. With federal infrastructure funding, accelerated cleanup is more possible. With community engagement and creative reuse, these sites can become assets instead of liabilities. So there you have it, one of Ohio's Superfund stories. Places like the Little Scioto River site remind us that the legacy of industrial use needs steps to heal. The EPA, Ohio EPA, local communities, and responsible parties all have roles. But it also reminds us, environmental cleanup isn't just about science. It's about people, place, and the future. A restored river, safe grounds to build on, and healthier communities. If you live near a Superfund site or just curious, check it out, ask questions. Stay involved, because the cleanup isn't done until everyone can safely say, yes, this place is part of our future.